You may have seen this next guy on YouTube doing his one-man show, The Fantasy Football Monsters. Please welcome back to the stage, Mr. Scott Gerhardt.
Wow. Now this is a great crowd. I'm glad you guys are having me back. Apparently you can do a comedy set about fantasy football, and there are enough people who will find it funny. At least the 5 loud drunk dudes in here do. The riches are in the niches, they say. So I am not your normal comic. Usually a comic will slave over material, working on it and honing it over the course of many months to get it, just right, and then perform it for who knows how many different crowds. Ain't nobody got time for that here. The NFL moves fast. I got to keep it fresh. But you got to write a lot of new jokes each week. So I wanted to come up with one about, a number of teams. What can I say that would be funny? So let me all know what you think about this joke. The Dallas Cowboys. No, that's it. That's the whole joke. Their game against the Niners was a damn joke. I get it. Your offense was probably going to struggle against that defense, but they let Mr. Irrelevant throw for 4 touchdowns. I thought only the run defense was Swiss cheese. I didn't realize their pass defense wasn't Gouda either. Oh, yeah, that was bad. Sorry. Trayvon Diggs should be sitting at home lighting up cigars with $100 bills, knowing he's going to get paid in his next contract. I feel like Dak was feeling sad because he wasn't getting as much attention. And we all learned the best way to get attention when we were like 4 years old, right? Misbehave. Well, I'm going to count 3 picks as misbehaving. Congrats, Dak. Everyone is talking about you again. So, fantasy fans, rejoice. Jonathan Taylor is back. Everyone who drafted JT had to be nervous he wasn't going to play this season. But after getting a new 3-year, $42 million deal, it was finally time to see what the Colts' shiny, refurbished toy could do. And the Colts' running game did not disappoint. Only it was the Zach attack going for 195 total yards and 2 house calls. Taylor had 18 rushing yards on 6 carries, plus 1 reception. Well, I am sure every Taylor owner had just been thrilled to have their stud come back and put up 4.4 PPR points. And I'm sure all the Moss owners are pissed they didn't listen to their Magic 8 Ball. Never listen to that thing. At least I don't. So, can we talk a moment about what's going on in New England? I mean, I get Dallas being at home and stomping them. But now the Saints came in to New England after 2 pretty bad losses and completely smoked them 34-0. The Patriots were like me in high school, nowhere close to scoring. Mac Jones has now had less than 3 fantasy points in the last 2 games combined. Everyone in Boston right now is so desperate to bring back some Brady magic that the stores are all running out of their TB12 prayer candles. Even Robert Gillette is putting in a call to make absolutely sure he's retired this time. I mean, he is. At least today. But I got news for you guys. That isn't even going to help you. I mean, you actually have to play against Tom Brady next week. Well, he wants you to be playing against him. But since the owners couldn't stop TB12 on the field, they found another way to stop him by voting him out of the border. But Patriot fans, I am sure after that you shouldn't have any problem playing against the Bills and the Dolphins. Those should be great bounce back games. Somewhere there is a man in a hoodie huddled in the corner of his office just rocking back and So, did everyone see Taylor Swift in Minnesota? Yeah, neither did anyone else. The Minnesota fans haven't been this disappointed since, 4 Super Bowls in the 1970s. The Fran Tarkington candle wasn't nearly as good of a seller. Sorry, I know that's a bit of a dated reference. You can ask your grandpa about it. But you know where we did actually see her? In Arrowhead against the Broncos for what everyone thought would be a scintillating game, with the Chiefs riding a 15-game win streak against Denver. Well, make it 16 now. Humor me while I play conspiracy theorist for a moment. The Chiefs just got their second Thursday night football game in 6 weeks. And it just happened to be the night before Taylor's concert movie was released. Yes. Scott, the schedules are made months in advance. I know. Kel Swift is new, Scott. Is it? Really? I don't know. But I'm pretty sure about one thing. I know we already know someone who's going to be playing in Super Bowl 59 in 2025. Well, maybe Travis will be able to join her. I mean, I can't speak for her, but at least Kelsey put out for me on Thursday. So, last Sunday in London, Josh Allen got a personal foul for hitting Josh Allen. I started having flashbacks to Fight Club. I mean, have you ever really thought about it? Like, what spot was Josh Allen drafted at? Well, for those who don't know, here's the answer. 7th overall. Josh Allen got drafted 7th 2 years in a row.
Oh my goodness.
Is the Matrix glitching? Or did the scriptwriters just forget to change the name? I mean, that's some pretty sus stuff to me. Shit, sorry. I forgot to give the disclaimer beforehand. A spoiler alert, Tyler Durden doesn't exist. But speaking of things that don't exist, any hope for Giants fans? They just suffered their best loss of the season. I mean, they only lost by 15. Or as they call it in the Big Apple, improvement. And guess who's back? Any fantasy owner with Jamar Chase. He had as many points in week 5 as he did the first 4 weeks combined. That was better than Prozac for those fantasy owners. If you had him, he was undoubtedly your first pick. Maybe second if it was Superflex. When your first pick doesn't find the end zone for the first quarter of the season, you start to wonder what it is you did wrong in your life. The answer was trusting an Ohio-based team to be consistent. Sorry, Browns fans, but you're pretty used to this by now, right? So, we are getting injuries left and right. You want to know how bad it is? Emery DeMarcado is not only fantasy viable, but he's one of the biggest pickups of the week. And if you live outside of Fort Worth, Texas, don't even go acting like you knew who that guy was before last Sunday. People dumping fob left and right for the undrafted rookie number 3 running back of a 1-4 team because he got 57 yards and a touchdown. This is where we're at. I'm not even hating on it. Locker rooms are starting to look a little more like infirmaries. It's kind of like a lottery, only instead of getting cash if you win, you get to have a starting running back. Well, at least now me having Achane and Gibbs on my bench isn't because I screwed up or the coach hates me. It's just because they're broken. So I have an excuse when I don't win. Or, as the standings call it, a loss. That's my time. Thanks, everyone.